All right, so let's go ahead and just talk about these Black Mirror episodes real quick.
Yeah.
Have you seen Black Mirror before?
I have seen Black Mirror. I haven't seen all of this episode yet. Even though I know it's not that many episodes, I haven't seen all this season yet. But.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and say spoiler alerts for these. If you want to hear my kind of rundown of these episodes, just go ahead and skip to the frame up above, whatever the hell it's listed as, and just skip to that so you won't have to listen to me ruin this for you.
Yeah, but I mean, Black Mirror's been out for a while. It's on Netflix. I mean, you know.
Yeah, by now, if you were going to watch it, you probably would have already watched it. But regardless, the time is up there if you want to skip it. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about real quick is called Joan is Afraid. All right?
That's episode 1, huh?
Episode 1, season 6.
That one was crazy.
It was. So, for one thing, I love Selma Hayek, right? And she's like a staple in this episode. She's one of the main
she hasn't aged yet.
Yeah, dude, she's so beautiful. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. She ain't no dragon.
Dragon.
Old Asian lady.
Anyway, she basically the premise of the show is that there's a woman named Joan who's being watched by Netflix, right? And Netflix is basically recording her every move through either her phone or cameras or, her using the internet, whatever it might be around her, and it's always watching. And the reason it's allowed to do all this to someone is because she signed the terms and conditions when she signed up for basically Netflix, which on this show is called Streamberry. They call it Streamberry, but it's literally just Netflix. So basically the whole premise is that she's being recorded and like these shows are coming out about her like the same day that these things happen.
Yeah, like it's like a 20-minute delay or something.
Yeah, it's so fast. Yeah, exactly. It comes out so quick. So they're like, how is this being produced so fast, right? And it just turns out that they have Streamberry has this computer that's it's a quantum computer, so it can process things super quickly. So as all this data is coming in, it's literally just making these episodes called Joan is Afraid on Streamberry that people are watching about this lady Joan. And Joan on the Streamberry show is being played by Selma Hayek, right? Yeah.
That's the shit that's funny about it.
Which is really funny. So the real Joan is like, what the hell? Fucking pissed off at Selma Hayek. Ends up trying to think of a way to get Selma Hayek so angry at her that she would stop doing the show, right? Because Selma Hayek is doing everything that the real Joan is doing. So the real Joan decides to go take a shit in a church wearing a cheerleader outfit with a giant dick drawn on her forehead. So she takes this shit in the church or whatever. So Selma Hayek, her character, has to do that.
Has to do it, yep.
Yep, so she goes and takes a shit in the church, dick on her head, all that shit. And it turns out that Selma Hayek isn't the actual person doing that. It's just a deep fake of Selma Hayek.
Yeah, so AI type shit. Yeah.
AI, exactly. So it's just AI with a superimposed face. Everything in the show is basically AI made by this supercomputer.
Yeah.
But Selma Hayek gets mad because she's like, "What the fuck? Like, my family's gonna see this, and like this woman just took a shit on the church, and now it's on TV, and blah blah blah." So basically, Selma Hayek meets up with the real Joan, and they decide they're gonna destroy this computer for whatever reason, right? To stop this whole nonsense from happening. They are successful. They end up destroying the computer. Just to make a long story short, and it turns out that the real Joan wasn't the real Joan at all anyway. The real Joan was actually one layer beneath that. So the real Joan ends up coming out, and the whole episode basically speaks to how advanced AI is getting and how realistic deep fakes actually are becoming. And
that's what like Black Mirror does. It tells you stories like that. He's like, God damn, didn't even look at it like that. But.
Right? It kind of is. It kind of does do that. And that's one of the reasons why I like this episode so much, is just because it really does speak to how technology is moving, or what technology is moving towards. Because I'm sure you've seen basically that AI is becoming so realistic, it's becoming hard to tell what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen season 6 yet at all, definitely just start with episode 1, logically, right?
It starts off with a bang. So.
Exactly. It starts off awesome. So please go ahead and give it a chance. I think you'll really like it. It's a primo episode, all right? And then the others episode, which was just called Demon, right?
I don't think I've seen this one.
This one was just kind of funny, honestly. Like, it made me laugh a lot. So the premise of this is like, it's kind of like back in the 1920s or something like that, like the time frame, and it's in England. And the main character is this Indian woman who works at a shoe store. She's got a very mundane life. Nothing exciting happens to her. She kind of doesn't feel like she's in control of her own life. She's just going through the motions, goes to work, eats her food and at her job, and goes home and whatever, and just sleeps, right? And does it all again the next day. So
like life, man, that's all it is.
Kinda, but the thing is, there's some racist undertones in the times where she lives, that the locals in the area don't really like foreigners, even though she's clearly like English, like she was probably born in England and things like that, but they look at her as a foreigner just because she's Indian, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, she's down one day in the basement eating her food of this, in this department store, and she finds this little talisman, which literally looks like a little stone, right? And she happens to, when she goes to open the drawer where the talisman's in, she cuts her thumb, right? So it's bleeding a little bit, and then she picks up the stone, not realizing what it is. When she picks it up, because her thumb is bleeding, she accidentally makes a blood pact with a demon.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, who was attached to this stone, right? And she just puts the stone in her pocket, doesn't even think about it, goes back, ends up going home, and then she starts hearing voices, right? So she pulls the stone out of her pocket, and the stone is just like talking to her like a normal person. It's like, hey, how you doing? My name is, I'm the demon.
Nice.
I'm the demon of the stone. Cares. Yeah, he's like, and he's basically just like telling her, he's like, hey, look, I'm just letting you know that you made a blood pact with me. You probably didn't do it on purpose, but you did it anyway. And I don't make the rules, but now you have to have 3 human sacrifices, otherwise the world's gonna end in 3 days, like apocalypse.
Yeah, no shit.
So he's like, I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. So she freaks out or whatever. And he's like, look, you can tell me no, but if you tell me no, the world's just going to end. Like, so you might as well just invite me in, let me help you so we can get this done, right?
Yeah.
So eventually she stops, she thinks about it, her world, her life sucks. She's like, all right, let me try something exciting. She just says yes, right? The demon comes in, right? And it's this fucking awesome looking, like, goat demon, right? Looks very much like you would, it kind of looks like what you would envision Satan to kind of look like, I think. But the thing is, it's scaring the fuck out of her, right? So he transforms himself into like this backup dancer who she was watching on TV like a couple minutes ago. And so he turns into this backup dancer who's in like this white, like it's like a white dancer's costume with like tight white pants and like
K-pop dancer.
Yeah, no, well he's a black dude and he's got like this big old afro and stuff like that. And it's awesome. And then like he's just talking to her and he's like trying to calm her down and he's like, all right, hey, let's let's get these sacrifices going. We got to do this. So basically that's what happens is he ends up killing some people with her in order to avoid the apocalypse.
That's nice of him.
It was. And he's actually like a really nice, funny kind of guy. Like he's not like mean or pushy or anything. He's just like, hey, like time's ticking. Like we gotta keep moving here.
So nice. I thought I had to do it.
Yeah. So like I don't know. That kind of drew me into the episode. Just like how it's such a different vibe you got from this demon than you normally would in like a demon human like sacrifice kind of relationship. So it was pretty cool. And then basically she finds out that if the demon he's trying to get initiated into like some demon club, right?
That's what I'm telling you.
So and basically if the woman doesn't finish her sacrifices, he doesn't get into the club and he
don't get initiated.
He doesn't get initiated, but not only that, he gets tossed into the infinite void forever. And he's just by himself floating in darkness for eternity. And so he's like, listen,
she know about this?
If he tells her, yeah. And then she's like, well, she kind of uses that to her advantage eventually because she's like, I want to kill this politician. And he's like, no, you can't kill that politician because there's a lot of people in hell who really like that politician. like
That's funny.
which is kind of funny, right? Yeah. So he's like, no, you can't kill that guy.
Him.
Yeah, but she's like, I don't give a fuck, because he's like, he shows her the future, and that politician is the reason why there's like concentration camps, and they're like, you know, murdering all these people and things like that, because like he's super racist. So it's kind of like a Hitler Nazi kind of deal, like the future if he becomes prime minister, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's why all the people in hell love him so much, because he's the reason for a lot of the fucking suffering on Earth, right? So they're like, no, you can't.
Gainfully employed down there.
Yeah, he's like, you can't kill him. He's really good. And yeah, so she's like, I don't give a fuck. She's like, you're gonna go to the void if you don't let me kill this guy. So he's like, God damn it! Like, I don't have a choice. Like, what are my other options? You know?
Damn.
So she goes to try to attempt to kill this politician. Ends up being stopped by the cops. And it turns out that the cops take her back to the station, and they're like interviewing her or whatever. And they're like, okay, so can you explain to us like what you were just trying to kill this guy for? And she's like, the demon told me to do it. And they're like, and you said the demon looked like, she's like, the dancer from the TV show. And they're like, okay, like you're obviously fucking nuts, right? And she's like, I'm telling you, like, the world's gonna end because I didn't get my last sacrifice, you know. And the clock, you see the clock, and it's like in 5 minutes, right? Yeah. So the cops don't believe anything she's saying, really. They just think she's crazy. So they walk out of the interrogation room. And then the demon happens to be sitting there where they were, and he's talking to the lady, and he's like, "Well, I'm just letting you know, like, I didn't make it into the group or whatever. Like, I didn't get initiated. Yeah, he's like, I didn't get him initiated. He's like, it's okay. So they voted me to the void, so I'm just gonna be floating around out there forever.
Damn, that sucks.
He's like, I just want to let you know, and he's like, no hard feelings or anything like that. We tried.
And, yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he was like a really cool demon. But then he's like, hey, how about you come with me? He's like, we had some fun together, you know, you can come with me. There's nothing that says I can't go to the void with you, you know? And then she's like, well, the world's about to end in fucking couple minutes anyway. She's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So they end up going to
awesome.
Yeah, and then like as the show ends, like the fucking nuclear bombs are like going off in the background, and she's just walking with, like, holding hands with the demon to the void. That's how it ended. I had
to watch this show tonight.
Yeah, it was actually a really cool episode.
Yeah, you got me sold.
Yeah, it was it's a very fun episode, like, honestly. Like, it was a lot more entertaining and, like, kind of upbeat than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
It sucked me in. So, I just want to know, like, how people out there, out in the, what do we want to call it? The trash-verse. What are the people in the trash-verse?
In the trash can.
In the trash. What do people in the dump think?
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the episode?
The dumpster divers think.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really liked the demon. In that, you know, episode 5, and I really liked just the whole concept of the episode 1 with Joan is Afraid. Yeah. Oh, Joan is Awful. That's what it's called. Not Joan is Afraid. Joan is Awful. That's what it was called. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think out there. If you guys think I chose 2 good episodes, please let me know. If you guys think I chose 2 wrong episodes, I would also
missing one, because you haven't seen all the seasons, have you?
I have not seen all the seasons, so if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I'm looking for things to watch, and if you guys have, you know, some good insight. This is the first season
that you saw of Black Mirror?
No, I've seen season 1, and I saw some of season 2, but we're on season 6 now. So there's a lot I haven't seen. They came out like on odd days, it seems like I don't know. It was just
I don't even know when the release dates are. They just pop up.
Well, people have been talking about these, especially episode 1 of season 6.
Yeah.
Like, I've been hearing people saying, like, this is the episode. If you're going to get back into it, watch this episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, let's watch it. And it kind of sucked me back in, and then I saw, you know, all the episodes up until 5 with Demon. So yeah, just let me know. I would love to hear you guys' opinions and recommendations in the comments down below.